Hey guys, what is up here? Crosby5 here, back here with another Pokemon Go PvP tournament. This is the Jungle Cup that I decided to attend to. And this was a 16 team participant, so we only were able to do 4 rounds. So here we go with this first round. His team was Scizor, Heracross, Noctowl, Raichu, Vigoroth, and Wigglytuff. So in this first matchup was Vigoroth versus Vigoroth, and he decided to take down my Vigoroth, so I go with a Fortress, and he switched right over to that Raichu. Did not expect to see that Raichu at all, so it was one of the most underrated electric types because it does have that Brick Break, and it does have Thunder Punch as well. So he just spams that Brick Break onto my Fortress, so I protect on that time, and then I go into a Heavy Slam. And down goes my Fortress. His Raichu's almost down, so I take it out with my Noctowl. And he goes right back into his Vigoroth. And he goes into that Body Slam. So I decided now to go for that Sky Attack to take down his Vigoroth. And his last Pokemon was Noctowl. So it was just a battle for Noctowl for Noctowl. He has the advantage over his Noctowl because he has more HP. And none of us has a shield remaining. So down goes my Noctowl. So GG's to him on round 1. So here we go with round 2. I decided to go with Vigoroth, Wigglytuff, and Noctowl. So here we go with Vigoroth versus Heracross. So Heracross does have the advantage over me, but I decided to go in with Body Slams. He protects himself on that time. And down goes my Vigoroth. So I decided now to go in with my Noctowl. He immediately did switch out with his Noctowl as well. So I decided to do spam with my Sky Attack. He takes it. Now I switch out to Wigglytuff and immediately go for the shield and protect it. And I'm just keeping spamming my Charm Attack. He's going to go with a Sky Attack. I automatically go into a shield and keep spamming that Charm. Down goes his Noctowl. So he still has his full HP Vigoroth. So I decided now to go in with an Ice Beam. He still had 1 shield remaining. And then he goes into his Heracross. And down goes Wigglytuff with that close combat. And I still had my almost full HP Noctowl. Down goes his Heracross. But he still has Vigoroth. And now he's just going to go to a Body Slam. And I decided to go with a Sky Attack. And then after that it was basically spamming of who can get that fast attack off first, and he does with his Body Slam, and down goes Noctowl. So GG's to him, and round 1 to him. So here we go with round 2. His team was Wigglytuff, Victreebel, Lantern. I can't pronounce that Pokemon. I do apologize for that. Noctowl and his Alolan Graveler. So I lead off with Lantern, and he goes into his Victreebel. So I immediately switch off to a Vigoroth. So I keep spamming that one with Body Slam, but he goes automatically to his Alolan Graveler. I figured out in this battle that he's just using his Alolan Graveler as a defender and also to basically go into shields. So down goes my Vigoroth. Down goes his Alolan Graveler to my Venusaur. And then he brings out his Noctowl. Venusaur does have the advantage with his Frenzy Pan. But yes, the Noctowl does hurt Venusaur a lot with his Sky Attack since Grass is weak against Flying type. So I go into a shield on that one. I go into a Sludge Bomb this try. But he does take it and it almost goes down. He goes into a Sky Attack as well. I decided to go for a shield. That was a very, very smart decision. Down goes his Noctowl. Here comes his Victreebel. So now it's my Sludge Bomb attack on his Victreebel. And Victreebel almost goes down on that time. I still have my Lantern. Almost at full HP. Goes into a Leaf Tornado. Ice Spam Water Gun. And down he goes. So GG's to me for round 1. Taking the first battle. So here we go with battle 2. And I start off with my Vigoroth, and he started off with his Noctowl. So he automatically goes into a switch to his defender the Alolan Graveler. So this time I go in for the Brick Break. He thought I was probably going for a Body Slam, so it automatically goes into that shield. So he wasted the shield on that time. I automatically switch to my Lantern, goes for that Rock Blast. I go for the shield and spam that Water Gun. Down goes his Alolan Graveler. So now he brings out his Lantern as well. As soon as he brings it out, I have my Thunderbolt ready to go. He protects himself that try, so I'm pretty sure he has Thunderbolt as well, in which he does. So I'm going to protect myself that try to keep the advantage for me. So I go right into a Thunderbolt. He decides to take it that try. If I probably would have got excellent, probably would have gotten more down probably. But I do get a Thunderbolt again before he does. So that time he takes it. Down goes his Lantern. And here comes his Noctowl. So I'll spam that Water Gun. Right before he comes out, I get another Thunderbolt, which was a very good thing because down goes his Noctowl. I sweep his team. So I take round 2. So far I am 1-1 in this tournament. So here we go with round 3. This was a very good, interesting team that this trainer has. He has a Raikou, Girafarig, Chachout, Raichu, Heracross, and Bayleef. So I lead up with Vigoroth. He leads off with his Heracross. And I decided to just basically give up on my Vigoroth. So down goes Vigoroth. So I automatically go into to Venusaur and spam that Frenzy Plant. Yes, I know Frenzy Plant's not that very good move on Heracross, but he does protect himself. In comes the, I'm guessing he was going for close combat. Yep. So I protect myself that try, so I spam that Vine Whip. Then this time I go into a Frenzy Plant again. This time he does take it, but it does take out his Heracross. So here comes his Raichu. So this time I was very, very protective on this Raichu like I did not do in the first round matchup. So down goes his Raichu. Now it's just Meganium. As soon as I saw the Meganium, I was like, oh, great. He's weak against Poison. I'm going to go with the Poison, and he's weak against Poison. So it looked like he messed up on his lineup because it does say Bayleef when it should have been a Meganium. So I take the first round matchup on this time. So here we go with round 2. I believe he was trying to pick a team. The only thing I was pretty much afraid of was probably that Raikou. So here we go with Venusaur versus Heracross. So I just started spamming that Vine Whip, and then I go into a Poison Jab. Sludge Bomb, He protects himself that try. I go in for a shield. I believe he's going for Mega Horn. Yep, he was going for Mega Horn this time on Venusaur. I switch out to Fortress. So he's going to go for that Mega Horn again. I decided to just take it. And then I just started to spam in that Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam does way better damage on Heracross, but he shields that try, so I just spam in that Bug Bite. Down goes my Fortress, so I go back in with Vigoroth. So here comes that Mega Horn, so I decided to just protect myself that try. Down goes his Heracross, and now there's that Raikou. Did not expect it, so I started to just spam in that Body Slam so he wouldn't get that Wild Charge off that I'm pretty sure that he has. So I just spammed 2 Body Slams, and down goes his Raikou. And now here comes his Meganium. So now I'm going to just spam in that Brick Break. I believe he had one more shield. No, he doesn't have any more shields left. So now he's going to probably go into his Frenzy Plant on my Vigoroth. Down goes my Vigoroth, but I still had Venusaur. All I had to do was get one Sludge Bomb off. And then down goes his Meganium. And yep, there's his Heracross. I took it out with no problem. So GG's to me. I take the second battle. So that means I'm 2-1 in this tournament so far. So here we go with the final round. This was a very interesting battle. He leads up with his Vigoroth. I go with Lantern. His team was Victory Bell, Pidgeot, Heracross, Scizor, Vigoroth, and Electivire. The Electivire was probably the worst one that I was afraid of instead of the Raichu. So I go into a Thunderbolt on his Vigoroth. He protects himself on that try. I believe he's going to go with Body Slam. I decided to just take it. So down goes my Lantern. I bring out my Fortress out to spam that Bug Bite. He's going to go with that Body Slam. I decided to protect myself to make sure I still have full HP. So down goes this Vigoroth. Here comes that Electivire. Did not expect it. Hoping it was not going to come out. So I spam the Heavy Slam first. He protects with the shield. So I decided this time I need to go with the Protect Shield and go for that Earthquake to get it down with one shot. So here comes the Earthquake. He does not protect himself. Down goes his Electivire, and all he has left is Scizor with no shields on either side of us, in fact. So he bans with that X-Scissor. I go into a Heavy Slam. Does some pretty good damage to his Scizor, but I still had one more Pokemon left in the bag, which was my Venusaur. Full HP Venusaur. He goes into that X-Scissor, and then I keep spending that Vine Whip, and then I go into a I think I go with a Frenzy Plant, but nope, I just beat him with straight up Vine Whip. So I take round 1 on this try. So I decided to change up my team. Do I? No. I still keep Lantern, Venusaur, and my Fortress out for round 2. So he leads off as Vigoroth. I go in with my Lantern. Same first round matchup this try. So I go to a Body Slam. I decided to take it, which I believe was a smart decision. I go into a Thunderbolt. He does protect himself this time, so I spam that Water Gun. He goes into a Body Slam. I decided to protect myself this try because he went with Bulldoze, not Body Slam. So I go into another Thunderbolt, and I believe he does protect. No, he does not. So down goes his Vigoroth. Now here comes Scizor. I keep spamming that Water Gun, and it takes a lot of damage out on the Scizor. So I go with my Fortress out. He's going to go with X-Scissor. So I do not protect, and he goes right into his Pidgeot. The Pidgeot really did some damage on my Pokemon. So he protects himself with Heavy Slam. And now here it comes with Aerial Ace. I protect that try, so I'm down to no shields. So now I'm going to go into a Heavy Slam, which does basically a lot of damage to this Pidgeot. But here comes that Aerial Ace. I can't protect myself, and down goes my Fortress. So then I just left as my Venusaur, and here comes the Aerial Ace, and Aerial Ace does a lot of damage to my Venusaur. Down goes his Scizor. I go right into a Frenzy Plant, and it was just so quick, and he got me. So here we go for the final matchup. It's Vigoroth versus Vigoroth. And I decided to go into a Body Slam, not Brick Break, Body Slam, which was a smart decision. And then I did not know if he shielded. I did believe he did shield. It was just a bit of a glitch, so I decided to go for a shield on his Body Slam. And then he's going to go into another Body Slam. I decided to not protect myself. And then I go right into my Venusaur to take out his Vigoroth. But he got a Body Slam right before he dies. So I take the Body Slam. Does a lot of damage. Here comes his Pidgeot again. So here comes my Frenzy Plant on Venusaur. He does protect himself. So I go into another Frenzy Plant right before I die, I believe. He does some good damage. So here comes my Lantern. Lantern is my only hope. I do take the shield on his Aerial Ace, and I spam that Water Gun on the Pidgeot. And then again, he goes for the Aerial Ace. Does no damage to my Lantern. Then down goes his Pidgeot. And here comes his Scizor. And here comes the Thunderbolt. And it was a battle. It was a battle. And here comes his X-Scissor. Or X-Scissor, I'm sorry. And then down goes his Scizor. So I take that matchup, and I take 3 out of 4 wins. Thank y'all for watching.